Okay, this meeting is being recorded. Huh? Loud and clear. Anyway, hello, good afternoon. So today, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go over a little bit more about InDesign and particularly using the template for the 4-page portfolio. And actually, I wrote down my agenda. Let me just read it. We're going to review the posters, and then we're going to go over your individual student work. I've decided we're going to do this together, but quickly, so that if you can show me your work, that way we'll all have a look at what you're working with. So a couple of you have already done it, but I'd like to just kind of go through the class list and review your work with you. So those are the things that we'll do. And your, let me see. Okay, so let me just sorry, I'm managing multiple desktops here. So I've got my Mac desktop and I've got my Windows desktop. So I'm going to switch to the Windows desktop in a minute because most of you are working with Windows and in recent version of the software. So I just as soon have something that's as similar to what you're working with as possible. So let me switch. Okay. So share screen. And okay, so you should see my lovely, maybe not so lovely, page that I basically created from the template. Let me just go to File and Open, and I downloaded it. Okay, down portfolio template. Okay, so here it is. And so everyone can see my desktop says Michael Stern Portfolio. Obviously, you can take that out. And it's your portfolio. And you can change around this front page however you like. It was just something to get you started. Remember switching, so a couple things in InDesign is switching between normal view and preview. You tap the W as long as you're not typing something. And this gives you what it should look like as output. So W shows you all the guides and grids and other pieces. Let's see, actually, if I don't want these guys. And I am going to say 0 point. So there they are. So I just took, these had a stroke around them. These are placeholders for images. Let me just go to pages. And we're going to go to view, fit spread. Okay. So if you like a layout, this was something I noticed that with the posters that didn't happen is you could add another page to this template. I mean, this has got just very basic stuff, a cover, a 3x3 grid, and a 2x2 grid. So if you want to add a spread, hold down the Shift key in the pages and duplicate spread. And I can drag them around in these little thumbnails. I don't know if you guys can see it. They're pretty small.
Can you show again how did you put the 2 pages together? Because I only like when I go into InDesign, I can only do like the 1 page, and I don't know how to do the 2 pages on that.
So what you do is you go to View, Fit Spread in Window.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That should do it with this template. And a couple things on this template. I'd like you to use it, but you can change it later if you like. You can put in the project title, the course that it was in. And these 2 things, you're welcome to change. In fact, I'd like you to change it. But basically, a lot of people just do these literally. There's 2 parts to your description of your project. One is what you were given. What was the assignment and its objectives? So this is the easy part. This is what your instructor gave you. The hard part is what you did. So this could easily be changed. Oops, I'm getting a little reverb on this. Let me just take a look. Oh well. This could easily be design content. So and you're going to probably, although for this 4-page portfolio that's due on the 21st, you can probably, you want to do things typically in chronological order. So from your earliest projects to your most recent projects is the way you would lay it out. Let me just go into File, and in order to bring in images, I'm going to go to File and Place. And you can actually place more than one at a time. Oops, no, I didn't get more than one at a time. Why was that? Must have been one of them days. File, Place. And I'm going to drag it where I want it to be. And it's spanning these 3 columns. But if I actually want to make this the feature image, I just click on the image and drag it. And then I have to hold down the Shift and the Control key, I believe. I always forget this. Yeah, Shift and Control key. And that resizes the image and the clip box. So that's like a little note you should put in your text, is because it can get really frustrating resizing images, is you hold down the Shift key and the Control key. If you don't do that, you'll resize the clip box, which is not particularly what you want to do. Unless you really want to do it, like I want to clip down this image like this, and Shift and Control. So so just remember that Shift and Control. The couple of keyboard shortcuts that are really important in InDesign are the Shift and the Control to resize your images evenly and to resize the crop box evenly. And then is the W to give you the preview. Here, I can tuck this here. Okay. And always, if you have a layout that you like, you can just duplicate it. So you hold down the Shift key, the whole spread in Pages, duplicate spread. And let me do W. Whoops, it was still in the typing. You just can't do it while you're typing. Okay. Oh, and it's giving me a little tiny thing. I can barely see it. Like it's suggesting that the V in view be capitalized. Sure, I'll take that. So remember also to have edit, spelling, dynamic spelling. Have that on, because spelling is one of the big mistakes that people make. Also, please don't use all caps for your descriptions. That will throw off the spell checker. That happened with the poster. For some reason, it won't spell check all caps. And I don't like all caps. It's like shouting. Okay, I have an error. I can see the error. Why? What is the error here? It's this guy. I don't know why I can't make that go away. So Anyway. And one last thing, which we'll look at for your submitting this. Now, you're not going to do this typically, but if you want to embed the image, so I select this guy. I go and I embed the link. This now embeds it in this image. It no longer is easy to edit it independently. Yeah. Okay, so any InDesign questions? Please? Questions? I hope I have answers.
Professor,
Hello?
this page, do we have like two pages? Is this 2 pages or 1 page?
These are 2 pages. So they're 2 facing pages.
Do we have to create those 2 pages in this way, or did you already create that?
I already created that. It's in the template drawing that's on the site. Okay. So it's down here, the INDT file, portfolio template, CS5 INDT under project 3, 4-page prototype portfolio. That's where you get this file.
And we said we need about 2 pages per project, right?
Typically, if it's a very complex project, like if it's your final design 4 project, you could do 4 pages on one project, but I would say that's probably about it. So any of you who completed design 4, your final project could be 4 pages. But typically, you should be able to do it in 2.
And we are starting like in chronological order, what we did first. Because...
I'm sorry, actually, no, you're starting with what you have ready.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's your best stuff, but it's whatever I want you to get, with this exercise, get used to producing the portfolio pages. So even if you have stuff that you might want to do in chronological order, this is to do this with whatever you have ready to go, but to do it within this format. Because I know that Betsy and Paula had you do portfolio pages. They're not quite the same. They've organized some of the images, but this is to do this from scratch. And it's a relatively small 8.5 by 11 page, which fits nicely on the screen. Yeah.
Hi, I have a question. How am I able to take out like those little squares? Because sometimes when I'm working, like they are really annoying me.
Yeah.
So how can I take?
Type W.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, just tap the W key, as long as you're not in it writing text. So that makes it go away and puts you in preview mode. But you need both, because you need that underlying grid, but you can also control that independently. So you can go, if the grid is annoying, grid and guides is like hide grid. If that was really busy for you. This still leaves the guides. They're non-printing, but they're kind of important because they're the grid.
Okay.
See that? So you can do grids and guides show grid. But if you don't like it, you can turn that off, or you can make it all go away by typing W. And everything goes away, and it's just the way it would print out.
And about how many like images per page?
Well, ideally, it really, the problem is there is no set answer. For something like this, you want to have one really powerful image. And what I would do is I would add a series of smaller images below. But this is the one that I really want you to see. This tells the overall story of this particular building. So it really depends, but let me just switch back, and I'm going to go and just put these in just for the heck of it. All right, template, file, place. May have to crop this a little bit. There. Okay. So I could put two more, or maybe not, along the bottom here. And let me go into file. There are other ways. You could also drag them from Bridge. Whoops, Bridge. And let's just take a look at this again. Type W. Yeah, okay. And then maybe one more image in here.
For the first page, we just like, should we put like a picture there too, like, and write for the project and stuff?
Yes. Yeah, you're going to take up at least part of this for describing the project. And then you'll probably have room down here as well as room over here.
So you could like put the CAD on that page and then show the 3D stuff on the other page, for example.
Right. You could put the CAD, you could put your sketches, concept drawings over here. So we sort of see the evolution. This is the finished, polished, rendered images. So we sort of see the progress of your project going across. Okay.
Professor,
Yeah.
do you think it is important to put an iron showing like the evolution of each process, or do you think we should ignore the iron? the iron?
Add on?
Like, you know, when we start doing the conception or the like before we had the 3D, we have to do a lot of process, like a lot of sketch and
Yeah,
this
process,
a lot of sketch.
those
You,
are very
with the sketch, sometimes you can from the original sketch you can have like a 2 or 3 more, you can develop more than that. Do you
Right.
think we're supposed to put like an iron showing like a from the original, I had this one, or do you think we're supposed to ignore the iron, like just showing the process?
No, you want to document process. But the problem is if you're really into process, you're probably not going to show every single step. Like
Okay.
I'm thinking about your project that you did with the shelter, the shade structure.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you're going to show samples of it. You're not going to show every, I mean, probably what might be really good is to show the models and then the drawing, the final drawing, like all the different study models you did.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. But that's a very good question because, yeah, we want to see process work, especially for a transfer portfolio. That's what all of our transfer schools say they want to see. Okay. Let me switch. Let me go out of this. Okay. And I want to go back. And okay, so the posters. I want to go over the posters. And let me share that. Okay. Huh. Wait a minute. What's sharing the right window? I need to double check that. What's going on here? Wrong windows being shared. Share. Here we go. All right, now you should be able to see it. So I just wanted to go through these really quickly. I really liked a lot of the posters. I thought they were nice and clean and striking. And I'm just having them in alphabetical order. So for this one, I'm really glad now that we see the sides of the image. Before it was kind of cropped on the right side, but now that we see the whole structure, I think it's a lot more effective. In fact, the only thing I don't particularly is this typeface down here below the image really doesn't go with the poster. It doesn't have to be the same as the typeface above, but this is like a very old-fashioned 19th century typeface. And I would probably say, nah, let's not use that. Plus it's all caps, which all caps are hard to read. So other than that, I think it's very effective.
Thank you.
This is also a really good image. I mean, so the high perspective is a little strange, but you do seem to like this typeface quite a bit. That's okay. But I still think that the first image was the most striking. And this is great, although I found this the hardest to read because there's probably so much going on here. So if we look, this one is like, I look at it and I kind of get it. I understand, I'm intrigued, I'm pulled in, but the other is like, the image is too complex, I think. This guy, there's too much going on. So it isn't, mostly I'm really attracted to this very lovely flower bed out here, which looks really good. Is that all Lumion?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great. Does plants in daylight so well. So it's a nice rendering. It's a very nice rendering. It's just like, oh, it doesn't quite read in that immediate way that your model does. So that may very well be, that one might be the one that I pick. Okay. I liked this one partly because the image is so bold of the facade. It's just so colorful that, you know, it's a little abstract. It's a little, I mean, but I really like it. I think the text should be bigger and bolder. I'm not quite sure why this is so small. It might be something you could put over on the side here where there's this white building. Or we could, no, it's already got a fairly generous border, but that's the problem with when you have a rendering that takes up most of an image. It's really hard to find a place for the text. This, you did some interesting filter effects with the text. I still find I like the simpler one better. It's just a little clearer. And this, it looks like you had some fun with putting a gradient on the text. This is a really lovely, very subtle rendering. I don't think it quite holds up as well as the other images, just because that really bright color really pulls you in. Whoops. There it is. Big. I don't. Here. And here you just change the background in the text. Again, I really I love this image of this model. It's exciting. It looks like it's exploding. It's nicely lit. I think the text is a little over stylized. I don't mind the italics, but the drop shadows up here under the black kind of muddy it. They look pretty good under the white. And I would probably just be consistent with the text. I appreciate you're trying to get it to align with the model, but it's hard to read. And this is a beautiful, I mean, I like this poster too. If we were saying, oh, we're just going to do black and white, this is a really nice drawing in CAD. I would go for it. I would love it to have some color. But it's nicely composed. There's enough white space. So, and it's an interesting drawing. It's got a lot of detail going on. I like this. Kristen did make the images bigger because they're super interesting. Like you look at this and it's like, oh, wow, what is going on with this building that kind of slopes down the hillside? I still would love to see it, rather than line drawings, to see it as a shaded, but maybe it doesn't look any good as a shaded Revit image. And oh, I keep double clicking. And I like that you played around with this, that you cropped this in, and that you tried incorporating the text. Unfortunately, it's a little too small, but I like that you put the trouble into manipulating this image. So I think they're both pretty successful. But we got to get you some color. Just try a little bit of color. Sometimes color is good, sometimes not so. Sometimes it can be distracting. This image is good. The gradient is too dark. The text really doesn't show up. I think this image is better. This interior that is also an exhibition. I wish this wasn't so white here in the foreground. It could use like a gradient or some shading on it. Paula, looks like you had a lot of fun with this. You have text you've manipulated going in different directions. I really would like it though if the text really did parallel. It's close to, but not quite matching this line. Like this guy. So it looks a little jumbled, but it looks like you did have a good time with doing this. And there's too many styles of text, but I think it's good. It's active, and most of the text reads. It's a little scrambled, but it does read.
Yeah, when I was thinking the same, putting out the phrase featuring work of in the same line, but then I would have to, in order to be in the space, I would have to like put it more little, and then it will be like not readable as it is now.
Oh, you
So
know,
that's why.
yeah, it's like here, like also that these guys don't quite follow the line. Like this is
No.
really close, but not quite.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to do the perspective thing.
Oh yeah, well we don't. Yeah, you know what might have made your whole life a lot easier is the perspective on this is very modest. Is actually if instead you did a parallel view.
Okay.
Yeah, because then that would have allowed things to square. Because it's almost that. There's very little perspective in this image. There's a little bit of perspective, but I like it.
Thank you.
I think you had fun. I like this too, and I'm not going to be like. The problem is that for a poster, you know, that there's some problems in this corner here of the model because that's where your eye goes. That's kind of frustrating. I mean, I like the light and the play in here, but the text is a little bit random. So I think it's a good poster in concept, but maybe the execution. And that's like, unfortunately, I hope there's some good images of this model, but. And I like this, although this is the one where, I mean, maybe everything, there's such a strong diagonal going on with this image that everything else kind of follows that. Like it's really hard to read angle show of student work over this, but anyway, it looks like you had fun playing with each one of these. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you had a miserable time.
I did have fun.
Good. It's like, it may seem like strange, but that's what I want you to have within reason. So you do look like you had fun, and that counts for a lot. And at the same time, you learned a lot about InDesign. Maybe not stuff you'll use in your portfolio, but you learned how to use it. So you achieved the objectives of the assignment. All right. This I like. it's a little, you know, the 2D drawings, it's a little subtle, but you know, I think it's effective. I just justify this text so it all aligned, architecture, design, construction, aligned with the edge of annual show of student work. And these guys would align. But I like the yellow. I like the image. I find this actually is a very winning poster. It's really simple. It's like the very first one we saw. That just there's an image, some text above, some text below. Maybe that's all we need. Oh, that's right. These are blank. These other pages. And this one, I have to say, this does not show student work, but I think it is very clever and very cool. So I'd like to have a copy of this. I'll decide, but I love the way you place the text. I mean, it's a little tricky to read the text. I think you got a little too fancy.
Yeah, I'm just realizing that. I'm just realizing that.
Yeah. It's just I think the red is fine. I just think that the you just got a little carried away with some text effects that but I just love the diagonals, and I think it's a lot of fun. So, and I think with the different sizes that you did prioritize, you said annual show of student work.
Yeah.
Nice and big, biggest thing. That's really the most important piece of information. And the rest of it we can kind of pick out. So yeah, so this is the best one. It's the only one that it's not your student work, but I really like it. And I might very well say, let's use this one.
Thank you.
So that was very cool. Okay, this is good. There is a little, I don't know what to do. There is a little line going on up here between the gradient sky and the block that's above.
Because the picture was small, I was trying to like match it so it's the same color, but I guess it didn't pick up the exact color of the top.
Yeah, it almost you want to match it with a gradient or reconfigure the top of this so that this is where all the graphic information goes. I mean, all the text information goes.
Okay.
This is a little hard to read down here at the bottom. But, you know, I think it's pretty successful. This is, so, and this is what I was talking about before, was adding color. I think maybe the color could have gone to the text, but the red lines, while they draw your eye in, it's like, but I'm not quite sure to what purpose. They're outlining the door, they're outlining the frame here. So I'm not as convinced of adding this bit of color to jazz up a nice CAD drawing. It kind of overwhelms the CAD drawing in some ways, those red lines. And this is good. This is kind of subtle. Probably the lettering is a little too subtle below here. But, and I'm not sure again about that drop shadow. And there's an odd little ghosting that's going on around here, a border.
When I was doing like the rectangle in the beginning, I was clicking the one with the gradient around and I just realized too late that that was the one I was doing. So that's why I ended up like that. I was trying to use the gradient, so I would drop a rectangle, but there's like two things that you can pick for rectangle, and the one creates that shadow behind.
I see. Huh, okay. But this is a nice image. I mean, I really like this image. I'm not sure about these light green bars in the corner. But they're all very good. I like this one probably the best. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm glad you tried
I
two.
like it too.
Sorry?
I like it too.
You like it too? Do you like it the best, or do you?
I think so. I think it's like a little bit more. I mean, I like the CAD one too,
Mhm.
but this one it's a little bit more. I mean, the Lumion obviously, has a little bit more effect.
Yeah. I just wish, again, I mentioned this, is that we were in a little bit closer to the building and the trees, so we saw less of the horizon on either side. But this was just, expanded just enough. But yeah, it looks good. And here's, I don't think she's here today. Is Lynn here? Anyway, this is kind of nice. It would be nice if it was done during cherry blossom season, but this a travel sketch and then the cherry blossoms kind of put in. And Ms. Penaloza, she came up with multiple solutions. This was the original poster. Which I liked, but come on. This was the suggestion, is to make this image bigger. And, these are a little faint. I don't know what's going on. Like there's a nice level of contrast in this image, and these guys seem a little too light. But
Yeah, I just did that in order to focus more on the first image. I just turned down the gradient, like the color of the images, to have like a focus point on the board. I mean, I can turn it to 100%. It's like 80%, I think.
yeah, I'm not sure. It does, when I look at it, it just, I understand what you're trying to do. I completely understand that, but they just don't look right. They're. I mean, it's trying to put the emphasis on that upper image, and it just they look just sort of washed out. But I do like this as a poster, and somehow it would be even better. If I get the chance to manipulate it, I'd probably bring back the full saturation on the two lower images.
All right.
But let's see, there's more. These are really fun. These curved lines, going around. Then you want to even a little bit further with this. So I really like these as well.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun with this, the gallery and the other one. Yeah, and I didn't know which one to post, so I post them all.
That's fine. That's why I wanted to see multiple submissions, because I think particularly for something like this that you just one won't do it. For some of us maybe, but for me, I'd like to see your creative process and trying. What I really like is you're trying stuff that's really different.
Mm-hmm.
Like these layouts are completely different than these. This is really, I really like that a lot. I think I just like the single lines though. I think this almost gives these guys too much emphasis, but I don't hate it. And there's more.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, this is well, I have to say, this is a really beautiful project. I wish there was room to make that top rendering even bigger.
I tried, but the render was. I think I need to go back to the actual Revit project in order to make another render of that, because I did try to make it like smaller, but it didn't fit. It was like a really big image, and in order to insert that into the page, it was really difficult. So I had to like put that portion, just that portion of that, because it was pretty big, the file.
Okay, well, it's great. I mean, this is also really nice. I think you just go a little too crazy with the typefaces. Don't do that in your portfolio. We want to be, but
Actually, there are two kinds of type.
Mhm.
Do you want just one type at all, or
You're right. There are just two different kinds here.
yeah?
I guess I have a little thing. I don't. This is just me, but
Mhm.
so you'll know for future reference. I do not like typefaces that look like they're hand done. So this
Oh, okay.
one that says annual show student work. It's just, to me, it's like a fake. It's not really. It bothers me. It's like fake wood grain,
Okay.
and I just don't like it. But I think that one typeface would have done the job, or something bold, like a really bold typeface for the annual show of student work. I think going light with this kind of line hand lettering typeface is kind of the opposite direction to go in. But there's a lot to like in this, in all of these images, and I'm glad that you experimented so much.
Okay.
All right. So if I had to, really hard actually, which one would I pick? I don't know. Probably this one.
Um, I don't know. I don't know if it was me. It was between the curved lines and that one, but I really prefer more that one, the curved lines. I don't know. I mean, it might be just my opinion, but I really liked that one. I like that one better than the other one. Um, no, not that one. The single line.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one. And I also like the other one, but I think this one shows more of the architectural stuff.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I like both, but I really like this one the most.
yeah. I really like this, and I think you're very creative with the lettering about having it follow a path, and I think it looks really good. So it's an embarrassment of riches. There's several good solutions here. So, and again, I could be mistaken. You could have had a miserable time with this, but it looks like you had some fun.
It was both. I was having a hard time, but I was enjoying it at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So it's good. I'm glad it. That's one of the reasons I like people to do multiple iterations, that you just get to play more with the software. So they're all pretty nice. I really like this. This looks like the cover of a book, or yeah, the cover of a book or a magazine. There's a little too much going on, but Kira, you did one with just a single image, and somehow I I I like the more maximal one. I like the one that's got this much stuff going on. The text gets a little bit lost. Like, I don't know why you're beating up so much on construction and making it so small. Could be a little bigger. But But yeah, I think there are ways of making this work, but both images are really compelling. They're both from the same project. So I really like this, but I asked you to do this, so I'm glad you did. Yeah, and this actually, the text is reading better with the white background. And I'll probably lower this circle with the text in it. So either could work. These are fun. We're at the last of the ones that I received. Elisa's, my only piece was, I thought there was a little too much going on. I would have liked more of an emphasis on these design drawings and less like a blank screened computer. This looks like my desktop with this is the way my desktop looks. The books sitting around, the sheets of paper, my iPad, iPhone, and my Mac. But just probably a few less objects. And this, I don't know why, I really like this. It was just so simple. And yeah, I guess with the converging lines, like the way the diagonals were coming in, I just was like, wow, that's really neat. I just really liked it. So I thought they were both good. I mean, there's kind of the simplicity of this, and then there's all the complexity of this. So but my eye really does go to these sheets in the floor plan. Although I'm very happy with Carlos Scarpa.
I had to insert it there because in the second page, that detail is from a Scarpa building. So I put the book there.
What I asked, I thought it looked like a Carlos Scarpa. For folks, this is a mid-20th century Italian architect who mostly was in the Venice region, but practiced his work throughout the world, did these beautiful, beautiful details. And one of my professors worked for him. So I got a lot about Carlos Scarpa, and I also did a tour in Italy looking at Carlos Scarpa's work. I didn't get to everything, but I got to a lot of them and met a lot of people that work for him. So he's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite, almost impossible to imitate, but a remarkable architect. So yeah, so I really, I liked these posters a lot. I thought they were really good. I thought, particularly where folks submitted multiple posters, you scored with one of them. Like, you know, one was good, and then the other one was really good. So, you know, you may want to do this in your portfolio. You may want to try alternative layouts. I know that sounds like a lot of extra work, but when you have a desktop publishing program like InDesign, you can go a lot faster. You can try alternate layouts and do it really, really quickly. So I kind of encourage you to keep up that creativity. The portfolio is a design project, absolutely. And, you know, showing a couple alternatives is really good. So good. So I would like to take a little bit of a break. And then we're going to get to looking at people's individual work. So let's see, a 10-minute break. It's now 5:30, let's say 5:45. We'll pick up again. Okay, stop share, pause. Okay, so what we're going to do is, and we're not going to be able, obviously, to finish this in 45 minutes, but this will carry on into Thursday. We'll wrap it up on Thursday. Is for you to share your work with us, the work that you so carefully organized for the flash drive, organized flash drive project, so we can take a look at it, review it. I can hopefully give you some suggestions. You can take some suggestions from the crowd. Ideally, this is where we're going to try to do this virtually, but I would really like for you to see each other's work and kind of cluster around, and that way, get a better feeling of like what the possibilities are. So we can go, if there's somebody who is like, Mr. Stern, I am really shy. I don't want to share my work in front of everyone. You can let me know. You can just zip me a little chat, go into the chat function. People don't use the chat thing, but you just chat me and you can just let me know, and we'll try to arrange a time, hopefully during my office hours, where we can go over your work. But there, you're among friends. You're nice people, really. So I'm like, I wouldn't be like, oh, everyone has got like their dagger behind their back ready to like, I'm gonna just do you in. So I'm not really worried about that at all.
Professor Stern, really quick, do I have to go again, even though I went
No.
last week? Oh.
No, unless you want to, but.
No, I didn't update anything just yet, so I just was making sure.
No. So folks,
What about can we do it like I'm not ready yet, so can I do it like next class or something like that?
sure,
Okay, thank you.
you're probably more ready than you think, but
Also, if you want me to show,
I have everything. It's just that I haven't finished organizing everything in the folders.
okay, well, this is good. So that's fine. Thursday, we'll do it Thursday.
and if you want me to show again, can I do it today? Because I might not be in class on Thursday. I have my citizenship ceremony.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, an American citizen. Yeah. Go, America.
It only took 7 years.
I didn't realize you've been here 7 years?
It's gonna be 7 in October.
Oh, but still.
Well, this is much better. I was in Greece for 20 and I never got a citizenship, so.
And I don't want to be like, there are probably good things about having a Greek citizenship, but
I
I've been to
guess.
Greece.
Not if you're in America.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's like, Greece is.
It's nice for vacation.
It is.
And the history, that's about it.
It drives you crazy if you actually if I had to have a job and work there, I think I would go insane.
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
I have like a brief story while people are preparing themselves. I've been in Greece twice. I was there just before the Olympics. I was there in March, in Athens, and then I traveled around. And I swear, I was all over Athens. Everything was torn up. I forgot what year that was. It was a while ago. And you'd see these construction crews, and there'd be like 5 guys standing around watching one guy actually do something.
Yep.
And I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like in 4 months, and it was just like, oh my God.
And all the stuff that they did for the Olympics, it looked good for like a little bit after, and after that, everything like looked like went down. Like everything looked so bad and never like got fixed again.
Yeah, it's
because they always take like the cheapest way they can do something, so they can pocket the rest of the money.
Mhm.
So
Really is, but the Greek people are quite nice. They're lovely
yeah.
to be around.
Mhm.
They're kind of
They're used to
used
tourists too, so and they have a lot of things that they can show. Like there is culture. It's just the whole structure is very bad.
Yeah, and I visited. I have a friend of mine's nephew was studying architecture at the school, the big school there in Athens,
Mhm.
and
Polytechnia.
I think so, yeah.
That's the biggest one. So.
And it was like, this is supposed to be the leading school in, granted, it was a little while ago, in Greece, a place known, at least historically, for its architecture, and it was a mess.
Yeah.
Like, it was,
Well, there's not a lot of like private schools in Greece. It's mainly like public schools. So there's students that they're good in high school, so they manage to get into these schools. But actually, after that, it's kind of like sometimes it's impossible to get through them.
mm,
Because there's like stuck up professors too, like very old school that won't work with you. There's also like I don't know how like interesting is actually for the kids. It's not like like you need to be like inspired per se. I don't know how inspiring that is, especially like architecture and fields like that. If the school is not doesn't do it, like you're not gonna get over it. And you can be a student there for like 20 years, like you're forever a student. Like it's not. I went to a private school myself, so I was lucky enough to choose something that I wanted to do, but for the college at least,
mhm.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, it's an interesting echo. It's a place to definitely to experience, and I was like, what was I going to say? Oh, it doesn't matter. I think it's a great place to visit.
Absolutely. And there's so much to see and it's beautiful. But if you're actually living there, especially after the crisis too, that they went into the euro, it is not a great place to live. There is no work, like nothing. It's not good. It was good before when my parents first moved there. The economy was very good and everything. But after like a certain point, like it just like went downhill, Like I got off school and it wasn't such thing of me like working in my field, like even as like a receptionist in an office, like in an architecture firm, it was never, it didn't matter that I had a degree. Plus the fact that I was in a private school and not in a, how you call it, not in a public school, my school didn't count as much per se as the public, which the public is way worse. I learned way more in the private because I paid for it. So I had to like, constantly be there and do things. But yeah, so there's a lot.
Well, anyway, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So good, and we have good private and public schools here.
Right.
So it's like there's no real division necessarily.
And it should be like that,
Yeah, it's the one thing
you want to learn.
we still do. Where United States is still #1 is higher education. Strangely, who can figure? Anyway, so who would like to go? We may have. Everyone is like wants to wait, but it's really I guarantee it's really painless. Like just share your stuff and we take a look at it, and there's really there's no downside to it. It's like you're not getting graded at this point on it. You're just sharing what you have. And it's just good to take a look at it now and also to like fix like little like things. Not to pick on but like we realized like that the images were low resolution. So we're either gonna have to make a small portfolio or we're going to have to figure out how to get better resolution images, at least of some of them. So please, somebody
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I go.
Oh,
Missoura?
Okay.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez,
I can go next.
you can go next.
So I start with 159.
Great, yeah, and you can slide that, make that bigger. I'm glad by the way, it's great to be using Bridge.
Yeah, this is the art gallery.
Right.
Yeah, so I have this one.
Wow.
Just I need to fix this one with the color. I use Photoshop after then, and this one too. Have to fix some stuff.
That's good. Could you go back up again? Yeah, I really like the model.
This one I make before last week because I lost the
you
one I
made
did.
it?
So I make the new one.
Good for you. That's really,
So,
Very nice.
thank you.
yeah.
And
Do you have even more sketches? I love your sketches.
for this one, no.
Oh, okay. It's just that I didn't see anything like,
I go back for one.
yeah, because what I was trying to read.
This one, I have
there we
this
go.
one and this one. That's difference. And then this one. That's what I did for sketching.
So which came
Because
first?
we're working for the facade. And then I choose this one,
I see.
brown one. Yeah.
Good, good. Nice documentation.
Thank you. And then this is the shade.
Yeah, great.
This is the plan. This is the final. And this is with Photoshop.
Can you go back? Can I see the plan again? Okay. Do you have, you must, since you created the Photoshop, do you have any just pictures of the model without the Photoshop?
Yeah, I have to find for another computer.
Okay,
I have to find some, yeah.
because I think that would be really good. I mean, the Photoshopped images are great. We could just do those two and that would be it for the 2 pages, one big, facing, oh, except they're pretty much the same, aren't they? No,
Yeah, that's just when I fix it. When
Yeah.
I use Photoshop, yeah. And then 160, I have just this one. Coffee house.
Mhm.
That's all I have.
What happened to the final project?
I don't know. I didn't save it. I don't know what happened. I think I lost the flash drive or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you have this. It's nice. It's colorful. It's got nice texture to it.
This
What do you have something good from 163?
I didn't finish it yet. I have to fix it. I didn't finish this one.
Okay.
This is for.
It's very nice though.
This is the coffee shop and lobby.
Cool.
That's very cool, right?
Yeah. Very nice. Okay.
Sorry there. And then 259. This is for the concept section. Plan. And then this is for the rendering. So now my question, so when I use the rendering, like I use the just one style, right? Like if I use this one, this style, I don't have to use this one, right? I mean, I don't mix it.
You can mix it. I would say that you might use one style for interiors and one style for exteriors and keep it consistent that way.
Okay.
But that would be it. I mean, you don't have to be super, super consistent. But yeah, I would say like, I like the sketchy effect for the interiors,
Okay.
but that's good. Yeah, you just have a few too many people too close to us.
Yeah. Because I was social distance for the people, like the public space. That's why.
Right, right. So this guy is like, some of them are sitting a little too close to us, the people from the image, but that's okay. All right, this soul making chamber. It's a very busy soul making chamber. I thought it was really just for like one person. Is that?
Because this is library, you probably go for they read books or something.
Mhm. Like the section.
Yeah, thank you. And then this plan. This is like the example for portfolio, what we did.
Mhm.
Nice one. This,
Yeah, remind me later. Yeah.
yeah.
So now, wait a second. Did you do that were the renderings in Revit or were they in?
Yeah, this with Revit, yeah. Oh, no. This with the
This is Lumion.
Lumion, yeah.
Looks like Lumion.
Yeah.
This is Lumion. And then
Did we miss 209?
209 here. Let me see, where is it?
I don't think we
Yeah.
saw that. I saw the work in 209.
So I have this one, first one.
Nice.
I don't know if I use this one or not. I'm not sure yet.
Could be one page.
Okay, and this is the
That's great.
manipulation light.
This is pretty.
Thank you. And this is for the hostel. This
Oh,
big
right.
project, the final. So
This was that competition, right?
yeah. So it was like that. This project I have to work, I have in the Revit, so I have to fix a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm not sure yet, but we see.
You know, you can also render, you can take this from Revit and render it in Lumion.
Lumion. Yeah.
Yeah, that could look really good, particularly if there's lots of trees.
Yeah, a lot of trees here.
Yeah,
Was in Canada, so
yeah, in the cold north. That looks good.
thank you. And then I don't have 109.
Oh, okay.
I don't have 109. So we did this one. I have ADC one. No. Yeah, this is for 212.
Mm-hmm.
That's all what we did. When we did the model or something.
Did the wall section, concrete.
Yeah.
Block.
For the art,
Okay.
you have this one
Mm-hmm.
and just this one.
Those are nice.
Those are very nice. Do you have any more charcoal drawing?
No, we did just one project.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I guess that, one page with the charcoal drawing, one page with the line drawings.
Yeah. I think that's it. I have this one. We did the model for last semester. I don't know if I use this one or not. For history.
I like it. I mean, the statue of Athena in there, you have,
Yeah, like you make the model.
yeah. It might be good, particularly, I think you could do it with just one page.
Okay. I think that's it.
Well, that looks good. I think you've got it.
And I have one out here.
Mhm.
Of this one. This is project was a group work project, a group project.
Independence Hall.
And then I have this one, our house. And this one too.
Yeah, I probably won't use that for the portfolio.
No? Okay.
Nah,
If I use just this one, all right?
just that one. Yeah.
Okay. That's all what I have. Thank you.
Okay, looks good.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see. We had Tyreek who was, he volunteered. So it's good. It looks like, Missouri, you have a little more time that you may be spending in Revit. But I wouldn't go overboard. I think you probably have enough good ingredients that, you know, if you get a few more decent renderings,
Mm-hmm.
probably about it. I wouldn't fuss over it too much.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Professor, one quick question before the next one.
Yes.
What's exactly like the difference between rendering and Lumion? Because I have like this question.
What's the difference, say, versus Revit?
Rendering Revit, yeah, Revit and Lumion.
Well, it depends what you're looking at, but you generally get a better quality of light, particularly natural light in Lumion, and you get a better representation of materials, but you really get great daylight. And if you have vegetation, if you have trees and plants, they look really, really good. I mean, that's Missouri with her project, that youth hostel. That's going to have, you know, a lot of views around the site that are going to include plants and trees and cars, and it should look a lot better in Lumion. And there is a similar synchronizing plugin. It's a little harder to install between Revit and Lumion, so you can do the same thing you do in SketchUp, where you synchronize the two files, and so you can work on them simultaneously. I think, honestly, except that it's harder to learn, that Revit does a little better job with artificial lighting once you get the hang of it. In Lumion, it's a little bit imprecise.
Is Revit only used for rendering, or is like like SketchUp, right? So you can build a model there as well, correct?
You can build a model and you do it for, and it's really for doing construction drawings.
That's what I thought.
Because it synchronizes everything,
Mm-hmm.
which I really love. When I worked on construction drawings a long time ago, even with CAD, coordinating everything. So, you know, the beautiful thing for me is, because it's all related, it's all parametric. If you delete or change a door in one place in Revit, it changes everywhere. And that is an incredible time saver, and also way of preventing errors that you don't have coordination. So yeah, it's a really good, it's a really powerful piece of software. Its rendering is only, it's like it can do rendering, but it's okay.
Better than the 3D, I guess.
So
Yeah.
you prefer Lumion?
For
But
rendering.
it depends what you're rendering. I mean, if you really have the hang of it and you're doing an interior with artificial lighting, you might get better results. No, you'll get probably better results with Revit. Lumion, it's going to be kind of a little too rough. It's going to be not as precise.
And does I'm sorry, does CCP provides class classes for Revit or Lumion or not?
Well, I'm going to, for Revit, yes, we have 2 levels of classes, 163 and 263 or 273.
I'll be taking that, I think, summertime. So yeah, I know they have Revit.
And in the fall. So I highly recommend for everyone, particularly if you're looking for a job, that you learn Revit. It'll also be good for you to transfer, because if you're already have some Revit skills, a lot of our transfer schools do use Revit. So it's an optional additional course that's not part of the architecture or interior design curriculum, but I do recommend it.
I think
Okay.
Professor Bertram had told me that those two, 163 and 263, they're available for summer as well, summer 1 and summer 2.
Yes. Evenings, summer 1 and summer 2.
I'll be taking that. So.
Okay.
And also, Paola, I learned Lumion in 160 presentation techniques with David. He teaches a little bit of Lumion.
Yeah, we did the same last semester with Mr. Stern too.
Yeah, well, it was like optional. So I couldn't do it because it's hard for me to learn by myself. So that's why I want to take the class.
Well, what we're going to, excuse me, what I would like to do a little bit later in this class is I'm going to plan to give some lessons in Lumion. Not in modeling, but in SketchUp or Revit, but we're going to use a model and we're going to render it in Lumion.
Can she also like go back into like, I don't know, I have the messages from last semester, like the recordings. So maybe she, Paula, can also go back into the recordings from 160 and check the videos that Mr. Stern is explaining a little bit about Lumion.
Oh, am I able to go like?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Right? You just, I have to send you, they're on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
Just email me and I'll send you the right links, or try to find the right links.
Thank you so much.
But we're gonna go over rendering with Lumion using SketchUp. We're gonna use the SketchUp
Lumion
model, and then we're gonna use Lumion on top of the SketchUp model. So we're gonna take a nice but basic SketchUp model and really enhance it and render it, so that I want you to have that skill. This course is called Advanced Presentation Techniques, and I want you to have that advanced visualization skills. But I'm taking for granted that you either have, we're not going to go over modeling in Revit or SketchUp. There's not enough time to do that. For those of you who are in my color and lighting course, we will go over modeling in Revit. I mean, in SketchUp. I'm getting all twisted around now. It's been a long afternoon. It's like, yeah, start early. So Tyreek, can you share?
I was just about to, because nobody else volunteered, and I thought that since I had a little bit to show, then I would have. But I just looked at it again, and I have a lot on the school computer that I have to still put into my flash drive and organize it some more. Today's the first day that I actually got access to the school computer.
Oh, good.
Remotely. So I've just been going through it, and I have a lot that I have to transfer. So I think I should just wait a little bit longer before I can show you more of it.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you really want to see it, I can show you, but
no. Show when you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
Thursday. I mean, you transfer the stuff, and that's good. So you're getting remote access to the school computers?
Yeah. Today's the first day. I was actually able to use Lumion just now.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You want me to show you the renderings?
How did you do that? How did you have an access to the
remote control? It's the remote thing that I forget her name. Yeah, the remote access. One of the options we have remote access, and then we are able to obtain a laptop from the school.
I don't know. I have the laptop here. I went to borrow a laptop, but I don't know really. All the time trying to open SketchUp is asking me to sign in. I don't know what I have to do.
Well, you should make an account for SketchUp, right?
You
Michael?
shouldn't need to if it's the school computer.
That's for the school. In my computer, usually I have my account, my school account. Whenever I'm ready to like download something or I have access, I can sign for my account. But I was thinking for the school computer, I don't have to sign.
You still have to sign in for Adobe.
I think I had to sign in today because I used some of the furniture on SketchUp from like the 3D warehouse, and it just asked me to like put an email in and register, but that was it. And then
No big deal.
yeah.
I put my email too, my information, but I don't know. They was talking something about license and all those stuff, and I don't want to go further to make any mistake with those computers because it's not for me.
If you use your computer, you're without doing any remote access, you're gonna have to make an account because they want you to pay for everything. But if you use the school computer, or if you use remote access to the school computer, you can use everything freely. That's why I was able to use Lumion.
And the 2017, it's free anyways, unless she's trying for the 2020 or 2021.
That's why.
But the SketchUp, because Aya hasn't done SketchUp, I think she's trying to download it now. You have to look for the 2017 version that it's free, Aya.
I'll show you.
Oh, I have the 2020.
That's why, that's not free. That's why you can download it.
Oh.
Let's see.
We all want that 2020, but.
They give me like one month try. I don't know.
No, probably they gave you like a trial period, and then they're gonna tell you like this how much you need to pay for it. So don't just delete that and find the 2017.
Okay.
And I think with the 2017, you put like your student email, and I let you do it for free. I don't remember. I did it like last semester, but pretty easy.
Okay.
Let's see, I wonder if I did it for this. I guess I really didn't think about modeling with SketchUp with this class, but yeah, what you just type in, you get is, it's called SketchUp Make 2017.
And on the page, you kind of like scroll down, and it's towards the end of the page where it says free SketchUp 2017.
Right.
Okay.
But you have a school computer or not?
I have the school computer, but I stopped with that because if everything I read before taking the computer, if the 2,000 back again, I just stopped it because I don't want to mess up with the school computer. And I'm trying to work on my computer. I was like having hard time some software last semester when I was working in Revit, all those stuff. I was having a little hard time. I can draw, but when it's come to like add more details on my walls, my doors, I was not able to do. So I tried to have the school computer to see if I can do everything I would be asking for this semester. But still now working with me, they're asking me a lot of stuff to sign in with the school computer.
Yeah, you have to connect your OneDrive first with your computer, and then you have to connect your computer with the school. So it's two things that you need to log into in order to connect, in order for the remote connect to work.
I thought that all the stuff came on the laptop from free, like it was already downloaded. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I just did it last year. So that's last semester I had to do it. That's why I figured it out. It's not like.
Oh, so nevertheless, you still have to log in through the remote access to get all the applications.
I have to return this computer because if it's this way, I just have to return.
Well, you can also, the other advantage with school computers is you can ask them, you get technical support. So if you're having a problem, you can ask about it.
Because the main reason why I took this computer, I was thinking like Lumion, the software Lumion is literally heavy, and I don't want to damage my computer if I don't have, because I don't think so. My capacity is that is a lot, like maybe all the software is asking. I just don't want to mess up, damage my computer, because I think the school computer is best. They have like a lot of capacity to support those software. That's why I try to borrow one from the school.
But what I mean is that if you're having a problem, you can ask for technical support if you're using a school computer.
Okay.
So I would do that first before I give up on the computer.
Yeah, let me try that one tomorrow.
Okay.
I got a school computer and everything is on it. SketchUp, all the Adobe products, Lumion, Revit, everything is ready to go. The only thing, Photoshop, you need to, you need to sign into your account, but that's just your email and your password. And we had to do that when you were at school too, just so you have all your stuff. But everything is already loaded and ready to go on the computer. This computer works so good. You can run everything at the same time and it doesn't glitch. It's perfect.
Yeah, the remote is amazing too. It's like you have a second computer and everything just works.
Yeah, I've been using the remote now since July, and I have had a lot. I've only had one problem in all these months, and I've been using it quite a bit.
I wouldn't have bought the Photoshop if I knew for the remote earlier, but I already got the Photoshop, so the Adobe suite. But the Lumion, all my Lumion I did on the remote because my computer can't carry it, obviously.
I think
I can't do it either, and I've been doing it, and I've been very satisfied. I mean, it's the school the computers on campus are very powerful, very fast. So
the only issue I've had with trying to using the remote access is I can't use my flash drive on the remote access. I have to connect my Google Drive. My OneDrive.
What you should be connecting is OneDrive and using that because that is built into Windows.
And then you can put your flash drive in your computer, and whatever you have, you transfer it to your OneDrive, and then you can access it from the school computer.
I do have little bits at the very beginning here. Remote connection to CCP computers, logging onto OneDrive on a college computer, configuring OneDrive for your personal computer, PC and Mac. So these are all links in the very first module for this course.
I actually sent those to our 209 class because people were trying to log in. So I sent them the links.
Yeah, so there's just one where I made a recording, a very short recording about logging onto OneDrive. It's like once you get it working, it works really well. I've had just a couple connection problems. Actually, the one weak link has been OneDrive a little bit, but it's worked. It's worked really well. And it's like having a whole new computer. So that's good. So I don't know, we're kind of running. So everyone's going to be ready. And if you really just shoot me something, if you really are shy, you don't want to show your stuff in front of other folks. I'm kind of shy too. It may not seem like it. That's okay. But I would love for folks to see each other's work and, and just hear the feedback and the critique. So.
Do I need to show my stuff again?
Nope.
Okay.
You're home free.
Okay.
You don't need to show it again.
I did put the stuff from Greece in a file all together, like you have mentioned. So that's all put aside.
Great. So we will pick up with your showing your work, and then I want to take a look at what you're doing for your prototype portfolios. So starting to put them into pages. Just 4 pages. Just 4 pages. And we're going to take some time with that. And
Professor,
Yeah.
What do you mean 4 pages? Do you mean like we have to do like 4 classes, or
No.
those 4 pages can be for only for 2 classes?
Yeah, I would recommend the best way is to do 2 pages for one class and 2 pages for another class,
Okay.
most likely. If you have a complex project, like I've been saying, the only thing that merits one project for 4 pages is the final projects that we've been doing in 259. Usually you don't need 4 pages to explain a design one of our design projects. Okay, well, I can show you my OneDrive. Here's my OneDrive. Oh, it needs attention.
So that's 4 pages plus the cover, right?
Yeah, don't sweat the cover.
Right.
The cover actually, ironically, is probably the last thing you really should do. Just, a lot of people get very worked up over their cover. You judge a book by your cover. In this case, we judge it by its contents. And the best thing to do is, like I like to do, a visual table of contents, is just little thumbnails of what comes in the portfolio. But the portfolio front page, we barely glance at it these days. So a lot of people think, the cover is really important, but it's really not. It's not that important. It's like, I recommend your energy in other, in the actual portfolio pages. But if you want to get, the cover is something you really want to work on, I'm not going to stop you. All right. I will see each other on Thursday. And I just wanted to take a look. Next week, I'm going to start talking about transfer schools and the world of the job market. So that's coming up next Tuesday.
Are you going to talk anything about Drexel?
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. So that comes up, that'll be in a week. All right, so that does it for all I can think of for today.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you on Thursday. Well, I'm not, but
We're not.
Tuesday.
You have other things you've got to do.
Right.
All right.
Thank you. Have a nice night, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Grazie.
Oh, Professor Stern.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, after her question, can I show you my
Oh
resume?
no, you can go. You can go.
Whichever. Who wants to go first?
You can go first. I have to show.
All right, Michael Stein. I tried to. Huh?
Hi.
Hi. I tried to email the lady from. She had a presentation in our color and lighting class. I wasn't able to. It didn't go through. I don't know why. I used my Gmail. But
Really?
yeah, it didn't go through.
Huh. Well, let me see. I'll send you the email I have for her.
But I can use my Gmail account for her email, right?
You should be able to use your Gmail account. I mean, maybe she's just counting on responding to a student account. I don't know. It didn't go through. I mean,
Like it shot me an email saying it didn't go through today.
okay, well, are you sure you have the right email address?
Yes.
Let's see. Rika.Suhanek@sherwin.com. So there it is. Yeah, try it from
So I should try it from our school email.
give it a try. And make sure you have it just like this.
Okay. Rika.
Mhm. Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. All right.
So we got I and Tyreek.
Yes, I just wanted to show you my rendering for my analogous color scheme for the cafe.
Sure.
Okay, I will share my screen.
Let me stop my share.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here. Analogous. There's one.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you got a complementary scheme going.
this is complementary. Well, I guess. I actually meant to do analogous, not complementary.
So you might want to try doing an analogous scheme.
I might have gotten the two mixed up then. But that's the rendering. And then here is the SketchUp image.
Right.
Correct? Okay.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Okay, great. Get those other projects into me.
Will do. Yes.
Because you just don't. I don't want you to. I don't care. I just don't want you to lose those points.
Okay. I will do that. Yes. I really had to. I had a whole bunch of problems, but they're all getting resolved now. So.
Excellent. Excellent. Just do them. But just because I don't want you to get penalized, like drop the grade if there's you can get caught up.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Terry. Thanks. And what's her name?
Fatima. Fatima. Fatima.
Fatima. Fatima. Okay.
Professor, do you have any video on Lumion for Lumion?
Not really. We're gonna go over it though for this class.
Oh, okay, because I really wanna go like do some new rendering from my Revit, my Revit stuff
Mhm.
because all of my images are too dark. I tried to have like the natural light, but it didn't improve. I'm seeing everything like it was. I took the picture around like maybe 5 p.m. like that. All the pictures seem to be very dark, and I was trying to have some lights, some daylight on. Is possible to do that in Lumion?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, that would be great. So, Professor, also, can I have still the same? Can I have like a medium fee on Friday, if possible?
Have a what?
A medium fee on Friday, if it's possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would like to show you like whatever I did for the pages. I'm trying to work on with my Studio One and the maybe Larry on my 116 because my Studio One and my Studio Two maybe. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm trying to work on both. And then I would like to show you all the process I did and like all the pages. I would like to show you that on Friday. If I have like something to do, because I'm trying really to work in my presentation assignment quickly so I can be on time for my studio because I have a lot to do. Now we're using Sketchup and I don't used to use it. So I have more time to spend on more than like my friend did have to do. So I will see you on Friday. We have class on Thursday, but I will see you on Friday at 2,
Round two.
the same hours.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so
Have a
good
good
night.
night.
Okay, bye.